Which measurements are equivalent to a rectangle with an area of 1.5 square miles? Go ahead and stop the recording and solve this problem. Okay, so the first thing that I notice is that we're talking area on this problem, and there is a formula that we have discussed that deals with area, and that is length times width equals area. In this problem, they're actually giving you the area. So what we're trying to find out is the length and the width that when multiplied together would give us this specific area of 1.5 square miles. So what I would recommend is that we solve each individual problem as if that was the dimensions that they gave us to see if it would, the solution would give us 1.5. So let's go ahead and start with 1/2 mile by 1 mile. So 1/2 times 1, and I'm going to go ahead and put that 1 over 1 because with multiplying fractions, that's what we're supposed to do. And here we don't have any diagonal relationships, so we're going to just multiply 1 times 1, that gives us 1, and 2 times 1, which gives us 2. So we end up with 1/2. 1/2 is not equal to 1.5, so we now can mark off letter A. Now let's look at letter B. It says that a rectangle that has the dimensions of 1/2 by 2 miles. Now you're going to see that I'm going to put the 2 over 1 because that is what we would do in order to multiply it by a fraction, is to put that 2 over 1. That makes it an improper fraction, and if you went to solve it, it would end up being whole number 2. There is a diagonal relationship on this one that we are going to point out, and that's 2 and 2. So you can divide 2 by 2 and get 1, and again 2 by 2 and get 1. So now we have 1 times 1, which gives us 1, and 1 times 1, which gives us 1. This answer comes up to just plain 1, which actually is not equal to 1.5. So we now can mark off letter B. Now we're going to look at letter C. The problem says 3/8 by 2 miles, which we can always replace by with a multiplication sign. And we are going to put that 2 over 1. We do see a diagonal relationship here. This diagonal relationship is with 2 and 8. 2 is a factor of 8, and 2 is a factor of itself. So we can go ahead and divide 2 by 2 and get 1, and 8 divided by 2 and get 4. And then when we multiply 3 times 1, we are going to get 3. And when we multiply 4 times 1, we are going to get 4. That gives us 3/4, which happens not to be equal to 1.5. So now we have narrowed down our choice to the last letter D, which more than likely is our answer, but we're still going to solve it. So let's go ahead and multiply 3/8 by 4. Notice that when I say by, I put my multiplication sign. I am going to put my 4 over a 1. Yes, it makes this an improper fraction, but if you solve the improper fraction, it would come up to a whole number 4. In this, we do see a relationship between 4 and 8. 4 is a factor of itself, and 4 is also a factor of 8. So we can use 4 to divide by in order to make our numbers a little bit smaller. 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1, and 8 divided by 4 is going to be 2. So now we have 3 times 1, which gives me 3. And we have 2 times 1, which gives us 2. We note that this is an improper fraction, so we're going to go ahead and change this into a mixed number. When doing that, we find out that 2 will go into 3 one time, with 1/2 parts left. And that happens to be a match with what we need our area to be. So our answer is letter D.